Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Cloud Show. And today we're going to talk about a big topic, a kind of complicated one, or at least it appears and feels complicated for most of normal persons. So fortunately, we have a star on the show today who is a super expert in this field. We are going to talk about cybersecurity and compliance, or zero trust cybersecurity, those kinds of things. And the expert on the show today is Prabhat Nigam. Hello, sir.
Hi, Magnus. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm so happy to have you on the show, Prabhat.
Great to have you. Get to be there. Get to
Yeah,
be here, I should say. and
absolutely.
after a
And
long
and
time.
you're working out of Los Angeles. I know you work for Golden 5 Consulting.
Yes,
You're the CTO, right?
yes. I'm the global CTO for Golden Five.
Nice, very nice. So tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll dive into this massive topic of cybersecurity.
Yeah, sure. 25 years in the IT industry. Started working in Microsoft technologies, and being an engineer to being a CTO, living in USA. Life dream has achieved. Being Microsoft MVP, worked in Microsoft. We met at the MVP summit, and we had a lot of fun. And since then, we are keep having fun and loving to be around you. Yeah, but no, I'm no more MVP. I don't find enough time to write a lot of blogs, but I'm still supporting Microsoft some or the other way as a Microsoft partner. So
Yeah,
selling Microsoft, talking about Microsoft product with the customers, maybe in a closed room meetings, not in the public. So
yeah,
that's a little changing. But yeah, I'm still doing some conferences, speaking a lot on Microsoft product as
yeah.
well. So
I see you popping up at conferences now and then, and I realize and I understand that it has to be difficult. I mean, you have a demanding title, a global CTO for a large company, and being able to be close to the community is maybe not always optimal. But hey, everybody knows you are the man to talk to when it comes to exchange and various things. You still run the LAX UG, right? The user
yeah.
group for exchange in Los Angeles.
Yes, I do. Time to time we have host the meetings. Like Microsoft just released the Exchange Server SE. So we
Mhm.
I think last year we released an update, or we had a meeting, online meeting with
Mhm.
New York. We collaborated with New York Exchange User Group. So Los Angeles and New York collaborated a joint event on
Mhm.
talking about Exchange Server SE and how the pricing would be and everything. We still have a YouTube recording if anyone wants to look back. And yeah, it's
Nice.
still on the user group.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll see if we can do a show link of your YouTube recording.
sure.
But anyway, let's get to the topic. Let's get to the meat of this. So, zero trust cybersecurity frameworks and compliance and stuff. This is for most people, this is a complicated area.
Yeah, yeah, it is. If we think about it, today we are living in the world where we are getting hits by a lot of cyber attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the zero trust cybersecurity framework comes in, where
Right.
we um, have to build our infrastructure in a frame where we don't trust any hit, being any authentication or any data or any
Mm-hmm.
thing which we are using endpoints. We don't have to uh, give any leverage or anything. So which means we are not trusting anything, anyone, any document. Everything is protected in the organization. So building that zero trust cybersecurity is the way to go to protect yourself from the cyber attacks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So then there are ready to go like frameworks that the producers or suppliers have built and are maintaining. So for example, Microsoft have a zero trust cybersecurity framework.
Yeah, so Microsoft has built a lot of products which Microsoft in line in that. So you you can buy those Microsoft products like Microsoft Defender for endpoints, identity security, and IoT and whatnot, cloud,
Mm-hmm.
and keep going with that with Sentinel. But I mean, again, deployment is a key. So overall, the identity security, data security, network security, endpoint security. basically four main securities, if everyone has achieved, then they are probably zero trust. Obviously,
Mhm.
the access from public network should be blocked and everything. So that's part of network security. So we
Mhm.
help. We utilize Microsoft framework, Microsoft software, and we help the companies to implement zero trust framework, where they will be protected from any external attacks, unless obviously I mean, now when we're talking about this topic, it's sometimes it's identified as insider is a problem. So insider brings or forwards some emails to himself, and those emails have some virus and something they opened up. So I mean, those are also protected by by the defender and other mechanisms. But how the company policies are restricted, saying, "Oh, you're not allowed. That's it," or you have a choice. You can open it by your discretion. So the moment you say, "Okay, you can open it by your discretion," that's a challenge. That's a risky statement. Or we don't allow. That's it. Block. That's zero trust. We don't trust it. We
Right.
block
So
it.
there's a
So
lot of configuration and things you can do
yeah,
to deny. I
yeah.
mean, any kind of attack, right?
Like yeah, and a lot of companies wants to use USB to do that storage as external storage to take the copy and do the presentation to the sales, especially for sales team and going to the customer. Then we are saying that's very hard to protect. So we are saying, okay, you what you can do if something is public, shareable, then send it to your public email ID and then use it. It may be a public computer, which is out
Mm,
of network. That's the right
right.
way to use it. That's those are security things. Very basic, probably everyone knows, but don't follow. That's where we have to build a framework and start adding everything there. And today we are selling that product and services, implementing that.
Right. So tell me, typically, if somebody wants to like get into this now, I assume if you're a large company, you should already be doing it. But then again, I also assume you have plenty of customers that you find that they need to like improve their security posture is not zero trust. It's not complete. It's not set up properly. What does it entail then to get to such a point where you are where you feel secure enough, if you will?
Yeah, this is the hard thing to sell if if you are just stepping into a new customer place and say, "Hey, are you cyber secure?" First reply comes, "Yeah, we are using Microsoft. We are secure. Everything is
So
well
secure.
done, perfect." And next thing I hear is, "Oh, after 2 days or two months, they have been hit by a ransomware attack. They had a data loss and everything, or different places, everything has got wiped off, or they are going to pay ransom." And
Yeah.
that's when I say, did we talked about it and you said everything's safe and secure, and now you're attacked, and then they have no answer, but that tells the real story.
Mhm.
So what we always suggest to anyone is, let's go for a cybersecurity assessment that will tell you that, okay, what are the gaps, what are the open points where the possible leaks can happen, and you can get a hit. If
Right.
they accept that, that's where it's a starting point, and it has to be run by an external party who has some more interest in knowing the things and gaps, not by the insider. Insider knows, okay, my CEO asked for an exception. Outsider don't know who is the CEO or who has asked for
Right.
exception. So
Yeah, I
that's
agree with
starting point.
that because it's what they say, right? You make the absolute worst tester of your own things, right?
Yes.
Because you know
Yeah,
exactly how your own things are set up. If you need to like walk a
exactly.
specific path to get around a problem, you know how to do that. But as an external tester, you'll just charge right
Yeah,
in and you'll hit the problem, right?
exactly.
Um, mhm.
So that's our focus, which we recommend. That's a starting point. And in the cybersecurity space, man, a lot of things to be done. It's not ready. No one is ready. And now technology is pushing them to go towards AI. That's that's becoming more risky. And you might have heard all the stories that, hey, AI, adopted AI and AI destroyed everything in the company, or
Mm.
AI took over their company and not following the owner's guidance. So all kind of stories I'm listening. all kind of impersonations happening in today's world. Someone may call me tomorrow as Magnus, and I say, "Hey, Prabhat, I need a help of $5,000." I know Magnus very well. I know this face very well. So if someone comes with looking like you, yeah, maybe I'll transfer. And but that's where the challenge is. So no, I will better maybe verify that. That's a better thing. I double check. Come on, man, you live in Sweden, and yeah, you had
I,
money, and all of a sudden, how come you be bankrupt or something? You're
you
asking
know
me.
what? I could use $5,000. I'm just saying.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm saying is it might not be you. It might go to someone else's bank
This
account.
is true.
That's the problem. It's not about giving you $5,000. It's
No. So
so
it's a new landscape out there with the AI stuff because obviously the latest technology has always been used by cyber criminals, always.
yeah.
So great strides for humanity like AI, well, you better believe that the bad guys will be using it too, even more so than many of us, maybe.
Yeah, so nowadays it's a profession. It's a job. It's a legitimate job. Probably we know someone who's working in those industries where they are hacking. Um, you know, always there used to be a saying in the past is like, okay, these all antivirus companies may be producing the virus, and
Mm,
then they are releasing the antivirus so that their
right.
antivirus will be sold. That has been the past saying. There's no proof about it. There's no literal any validation about it. But this has been saying. So you never know. That's the point. Maybe someone out of three friends of ours, maybe one of them is working for a hacking company who's hacking the things.
I know a couple of ethical hackers though, but I mean they're supposed to be the good guys. So I don't know that I know any real hackers out there. But let's be a little practical here if we can for the with the limited time that we have. Again, if a company wants to get into this, like technically they would either have a problem already, or preferably they are want to do a checkup before they have a major problem.
Absolutely, they should be looking. They should be starting way before
Mm,
rather than having a problem. They should be looking for compliance. I think compliance
right.
pushes a lot of security things. For example,
Mm-hmm.
right now we are helping a DoD contractors. We are a Microsoft AOSG partner, which is a designation for for Microsoft GCCHIGH and DoD licensing
Right.
in USA. So we are reselling that. Along with that, we learned that DoD released a new compliance in December last year. So that compliance, our team is helping customers to implement, DoD contractors to implement. So what
Mm-hmm.
it brings up almost everything in the zero trust framework. So you make your identity secure. You may with the multiple MFA or
Yeah.
other provisions also. Even with MFA, the point is if I'm logging in from different places, Sweden, India, USA, together at one point of time, it might not be the same person. There's no way possible I'll be there in three places, except I mean we have a virtual environment, so we can try to log
Right.
in with that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's most likely it's not possible. So that's where the risky sign-ins can be helpful, which will auto block the access, saying that hey, validate it. It's not doesn't sound right. At one point of
Mm-hmm.
time, how can you log in from three different locations? And
Exactly.
then you move to, I mean, all these are the things which you implement with the cybersecurity framework or with the zero trust in the compliance. So yeah, kickstart point is the user compliance. You may go for CMMC, NIST, HIPAA, FOPE.
Right.
That will be
There are
the
all of these compliancy levels, and some of them, depending on what business you're in and what you do, you are required to
yeah.
get the seal of approval for that. You're required
Yeah.
to follow the standards, right?
Yeah, obviously, the industry required you to follow the standards. Otherwise, you cannot do business with different team, different companies. So, like talking about like I was talking about DoD. So, if you have to work with DoD, starting October, I think the contract will have the mandatory requirement for
Yeah.
CMMC compliance. Same way in the hospital or medical industry,
Yeah.
hospitals would
I can
need the
bet. I can
HIPAA
imagine. Yeah.
HIPAA
That is a
compliance.
very high bar. So essentially, any business that wants to do business with these entities, they have to have the compliancy standards, and then they have
Yeah.
to have like an audit and stuff, right?
Yeah, and more or less, almost every compliance, what they ask you, protect your identity, protect your data with encryption, data loss
Mm-hmm.
prevention, and protect your computer with the different like Microsoft Defender is the best, I would say. Using that, and that reports to the portal and everything it pushes. So use that kind of product, so that, or also device management using Intune, so that will also add together that anytime, even if you lost a device, it is not, you're not losing any data. So all those
That's
things,
right. Yeah.
these are the common protections which are guided in every compliance if you pick anything. So that's the starting point. Start with the
Right. So
compliance.
technically, you go in and check that they are following all these things, and you also then like ensure that their configuration of their things is in proper order and so forth.
Absolutely. So yeah, we when we are engaged, we look into see, okay, what compliance you're using. Oh, this doesn't look like you're using. When we run the assessment, we look to see different portion of it, on-premises, cloud. If most likely, we recommend to lower their IT boundaries. So the bigger the boundaries, bigger the compliance investment would be. So
Mhm.
it's better to be lower down, move the data to SharePoint Online, or move the computers or servers to Azure, so that you don't have to worry about data center hacked. Data center can be attacked by physical local people as well. So those
Mm.
risks are gone. I mean, those things. Um, in LA, a lot of vandalization happening, a lot of loots happening. So we are trying. Those are other physical concerns, physical risks as well. So
Yeah,
those so assessment boundaries, that should be reduced. ID boundaries should be reduced. That's another point we are making today. Yeah, that's how we
yeah.
start to see where are they, and then where they should be with the benchmark, and we try to help them achieve that.
I understand. Yeah. So technically, people should know. A company should know what standards they need to live up to, and if they can't fix that themselves, or maybe even preferably, they should go and ensure they have someone, an expert who does it from the external, because then they
Yeah,
won't. The expert will not have your pretty bad personal, like if it's my company, I know where all the problems are, right? I'm not a good tester. I'm not going to be able to do this work properly, right?
yeah.
So
External MSSP SOC services should be adopted, so
mhm,
that someone is watching your alerts 24/7, providing cybersecurity yearly, security assessments, penetration testing, vulnerability assessments. These are the common things everyone should adopt in the IT world. Now, where are we heading? That's the point. Unless if there's a there's a company which is running IT shop in just in one room, they're not going out, just sending the emails outside. That's a
mm,
different scenario, but
yeah, yeah.
which is not today's IT. I think most of
No,
them
it's
are.
not. I mean, definitely AI has. I'm glad you brought that up in this show today. That about this AI business, because it is most certainly changing things. I have effectively been able to, and maybe I'm the hacker. No, I'm not. But I can actually ask stuff like ChatGPT. Provide me the hack for so and so, and they can ChatGPT can literally just give me a script. Here, run this.
Yeah,
and
it does.
you
It
know
does. That's
it's
some.
that's how super simple this has become, right? To use
Yeah, my
AI
team reported
for
that.
bad
I was
things.
like, my team
Yeah.
reported that. I was excited to see that. I'm like, okay, show me that how it writes and everything. It's
Yeah.
literally wrote that, and it's definitely looking into the internet and copying the commands from there.
Hmm.
So yeah, so the point was that zero trust is the point. So don't trust on anyone. It doesn't
Exactly.
mean that your friend is a hacker, my friend is a hacker, but
Yeah.
it is possible. It's because that's also a good that is also a profession. It's no more
Mm.
a hidden job. It may not be published widely, but there are people who are working 8 hours in those places as well. So they are
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Definitely to work with hacking. Yeah, for sure. So listen, I think we covered a lot of ground here today, and this is a huge topic. We could probably talk about this for hours, but
Yeah,
unfortunately, as usual, these show episodes are quite short. So we are wrapping it up, but it is more important than ever to be secure, because AI is making things more brittle, potentially more challenging. Like anyone can
yeah,
hack now. So cybersecurity frameworks and zero trust policies, that's where you should be going. If you don't have that under
absolutely.
control, that's what you should be doing, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's the conclusion of today. Super. Hey, I want to thank you, Prabhat, for being on the show today. It was really nice to have you, and you should come back sometime and talk about something else.
Absolutely, Magnus. It was fun being here. It was nice, and I think 20 minutes passed in 20 seconds. So
I know
I'll be
that's terrible, but that's how it goes, and the audience appreciates the format. So, audience, thank you for listening today. We will see you next time on the Cloud Show.
all right.